We haven't heard it from Toyota themselves yet, but leaks and sources are all saying that the Crown not only is coming back, but is coming back to North America for the first time in like 40 years. But I think the craziest thing is that it's probably an SUV. We're at Automotive News, and this is one of the last places I would expect them to talk about future products that haven't been revealed, but we have some huge news here that I can't wait to talk about. My mind is a little bit blown. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kirk. I talk about Japanese and Korean cars. The Toyota Crown I've had several videos on, and here we go. Toyota to leverage 67-year-old Crown nameplate with SUV model. So the sales of the Crown SUV planned for Japan, China, and North America starting in 2023. And we had a dealer leak about a month ago. If you haven't watched my video, go and check it out. But we're expecting some form of the Crown to come for sale in America this coming October, which is also supposed to be the time where the GR Corolla goes on sale. And this isn't coming from one source. This is coming from 3 different sources according to Automotive News. And the SUV, which will come in hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and full electric models. The first thing that comes to mind, the Kia Niro that was just revealed, but the Kia Niro is more of a Prius fighter, an affordable car that gets great gas mileage or great utility as well. This Crown is going to be something totally different. And just as the name implies, the Crown is essentially royalty in the Toyota lineup. So let's keep reading. Sales of the hybrid are expected to begin in the summer of 2023. So that should be the vehicle we're seeing here this year, and no signs or mentions of a naturally aspirated or even turbocharged non-electrified version of the Crown, which I wouldn't be surprised if Japan gets variants that are non-electrified, but they're saying the vehicle will be exported to China and North America, while plug-in hybrid is intended for the domestic market. I mean, we do have the RAV4 Prime. There's also talks about the Venza Prime coming out. We have the NX plug-in hybrid. We're gonna have the RX plug-in hybrid. I don't know why the Crown, if it's the most expensive, would be getting shunned for a plug-in hybrid option here in the States. In the United States, the Crown is expected to replace the discontinued LANDCRUISER. Hold on a second. Yeah, they're saying it's going to slot in terms of price above the Sequoia. We don't even have pricing on the new Sequoia, but I'm going to take a stab. It's probably going to be 55 to 70K, maybe 75K, and the top of the line Capstone or TRD Pro even. So we're talking potentially starting at 60K to 80K or more. Look, the Land Cruiser was 85K or so. I mean, so we're talking about a vehicle that's going to be exceedingly expensive for a Toyota. Why wouldn't it just be a Lexus? That I don't understand. To me, this is almost like the Toyota fruition of the LF1 Limitless concept, because they didn't know what powertrain to put in that vehicle. Twin turbo V8, twin turbo V6, fully electric. Maybe that sort of idea is actually coming to the Toyota lineup. Does that mean we could see a Lexus variant of this vehicle? I don't think so. I think the Crown is going to be exclusive to the Toyota lineup, but it's more than likely on the K platform, which is a front wheel drive based platform. But we've never seen a fully electric car on the K platform. The only other electric car we've seen on an existing Toyota platform, that's not the BZ4X or any other skateboard platforms based on the ETNG architecture, but the only one we have seen is the UX300E, which is a modification of the TNGA-B platform. There's just a lot of things going on in my head. We need to keep moving. The electric model is due to launch in early 2024. So we're about 2 years away from the launch of that vehicle. And to me, I think of the Nissan Ariya in terms of performance, the all-wheel drive Ariya. So that would be my guess on what's going on there. But I don't know if it would be able to have the same sort of range because of the ground-up platform that the Ariya is on for electric vehicles. Interestingly, the Crown SUV is not the end-all be-all for the Crown. As part of the overhaul, Toyota's world's largest automaker, of course, for a few years now, just narrowly beating out Volkswagen, and should easily beat out Volkswagen this year because Volkswagen's having a tough time with the war going on in Europe. Anyways, Toyota will roll out a fully remodeled sedan version of the Crown this summer. So could that be the vehicle we're actually getting in October? I would say there's a 50-50 chance, and maybe we get both. Maybe we get the sedan as well as a lifted cross-country sort of wagon Crown thing. I don't know. It's very, very interesting. Both SUV and sedan will be manufactured at factories in Tokyo City, Japan. So wherever their K platform is, probably where they manufacture already the RAV4 and the Venza would be my guess. So at the height of the Crown in 1990, that was also essentially when Lexus broke into the United States market, they sold 200,000 Crowns, but now it's only selling about 10% of what it was at its height at 21,000 according to last year's sales. Okay, so this Crown SUV rumor has been going on for, I don't know, a year and a half now. So we do have scans from Japan going back a long time. Now this essentially just looks like a Venza, the first gen Venza that's really ugly. God willing, it doesn't look like that. Here's just a history of the Crown. I love seeing that image. Just makes me feel really good inside for some reason. Now, this is more than likely what it's going to look like. So does this look like an $85,000 car to you? I mean, the green color probably isn't helping. We've also had this render here, which looks more of like, I don't know, a European Jaguar BMW sort of class. I think this could probably fetch 85 grand if it had this sort of stance to it. I don't know about this one. This is currently what the Crown looks like based off the TNGA-N platform, which is kind of a modified TNGA-L platform, which the Lexus LS and LC are based off, as well as the Toyota Mirai actually shares a little bit with this current gen Crown. And this is what we're expecting the sedan to look like, kind of like that yellow car we saw a second ago, but obviously this is just a little bit lower to the ground. To me, this looks real good. I think it looks premium. They didn't overdo the grille. I love the Crown. Please, Toyota, and when you bring this vehicle to America, do not get rid of the Crown badge. That is a part of the soul of the Crown. If they just slap a Toyota badge on it, it's going to drive me crazy. Toyota kind of already did this, which is a bit blasphemy in my opinion. When the new Harrier came out, I think they just put a Toyota badge on it and called it the Harrier. The Harrier always had a specific bird of prey sort of logo on it. And then we got it in the United States, of course, since it's not called the Harrier, just call it the Venza. Unfortunately, it didn't have that cool badge either. But anyways, the side profile of it looks very long. This is probably, guys, the biggest reason why the Avalon got kicked to the curb, because they're bringing in a higher profit margin, more respective vehicle called the Toyota Crown. Back end, now the back end looks like a Volkswagen or an Audi to me. I don't think it'll look like this. If it does, I guess they could probably get away with an $80,000 price range. And here, I forgot I had this image. This is probably the best look of what I think it's going to look like for the SUV trim, this kind of cross-country sort of lifted vehicle. Hopefully for 85K, we don't have this black plastic cladding all over it. Maybe this is a variant of it. But yes, at least they kept the Toyota Crown badge on the front. And God willing, it doesn't look anything like this. It's just like, it's like CHR mixed with Highlander mixed with disgusting. And don't forget, in China, the Highlander top of the line edition, which is kind of like the XSE model that we get here, it's called the Crown Kluger over there. So the Crown SUV kind of already exists as a Highlander in other parts of the world. Is it possible that they could just kind of take the Highlander, put a big battery pack underneath for the fully electric, and have 2 to 3 rows of seating? I guess that's a possibility, but it needs to look a lot different and more premium than the Highlander / Crown Kluger. So what are your thoughts on the Crown SUV as well as sedan, fully electric? Lexus getting not the attention maybe it deserves? There's a lot of things going through my head, but I'll see you guys down below what you think about the upcoming Crown coming back to the United States for the first time in like 50 years. Catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button if you haven't. Peace out.